Alright, welcome guys to the Slowpoke World, where today we got ourselves Dark type single prize. I think Dark has enough support to where a deck like this could actually be viable, and there's not a lot of single prize decks going around right now, and I think this actually might be the best one of them. So let's have a look. Welcome guys to the Slowpoke World. Like I said in the intro, yeah, there's actually so much Dark support where I feel as if a Dark type, non-GX, non-V deck might hold its place in the format. They've got enough toys, enough searchability and all that good stuff to where you're going to be super consistent and you're hitting for decent numbers as well. So let's have a look. So we're starting off with a 3-1 split of Hoopa. The first Hoopa, the Assault Gate, that's the new one. Let me take this one away for now. Assault Gate Hoopa, very reminiscent to Zapdos, if you remember that. For 1 Dark Energy, you do 90. If this Pokemon was moved from your bench, you activate this turn. Otherwise, this attack does nothing. Okay? So, 90 as a baseline, rather strong. Setting up 2 shots on some of the baby V Pokemon, and you are looking at 3 shots on some of the bigger stuff, not gonna lie. But it is for one attachment on a 120 HP Pokemon, which is kind of big. We then play one of the Evil Abnation Hoopa. This guy actually has 130 HP, which is nuts. But the Evil Abnation attack is really strong. 10 plus 20 for each ability your opponent has in place. Against the Turnip, this could start adding up like ridiculous. Marshall isn't really too great. So Hoopa's going to be really good against, especially against dark, weak stuff. And I think it's worth playing at least one of these Hoopa for now. I'm seeing, man, this could be like a meta call. If the meta doesn't really seem to be going towards multiple abilities, and you can probably cut that for another Hoopa or something else. But for now, I think it's good enough to warrant at least one slot. Spiritomb, we all know how good this card is, doing really well in the Limitless, the sort of Doom count sort of deck, and in ADP. And it actually gains some new tools as well, which is kind of fun. Loses Rainbow and Hustlebot, but it gains some new stuff as well. We all know what it does by now though, right? 10 plus 30 for each damage counter on this Pokemon, and it's got an ability with the Anguish Cry, where you can put 1 damage counter on it a turn. So that's pretty good. So you can just get them out nice and early, rack the damage up, start off your early game with Hoopas, have your Spiritombs building up damage. Once they have enough one, you can just go in with your Spiritomb and start taking some big knockouts. To aid in this, we have 2 of the Ominous Posture Jinx. Really cool. This lets you once per turn move 1 damage counter from one of your Pokemon to another one. So that's going to let you, if these Hoopas have straight damage counters on, you can take them off the Hoopa, put them on Spiritombs where they're needed. And it lets you just try and bring out really strong Spiritomb out of nowhere. If you bench 2, use the ability on both, you can move one off one Spiritomb onto the next. So yeah, Jinx is rather cool in a deck like this. It's going to make your Spiritombs be a lot more immediate and a lot more scary, as it were. We now have 3 Jirachi. Again, it's going to help us, just draw through, be a little bit more consistent. Also, we haven't got a skateboard, which kind of sucks, but you still have Switch and Scoop Up Net, and it's just going to help us see cards. So yeah, I am a fan of Jirachi. Okay, to round out the singles, we have 1 Resetting Hole Marshadow. It's going to be really good because we actually really rely on Spikemuth to get extra damage into play. So, if your opponent has Coating Swell, it's going to be hard for us to get that in, right? So, Resetting Hole Marshadow is going to let us get rid of that. We play 1 of the Heal Block Mimikyu. It's going to stop your opponent, because we are setting up 2 shots and sometimes even 3 shots, which is kind of scary. Malamar will be disastrous. So, this Mimikyu is going to stop that for the most part, okay? We play 1 Galarian. This is going to already playing Dark types and Scoop Up Nets and stuff. I think 1 Zezgoon is rather strong. It's going to let you, when you bench it, put 1 damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon. With Scoop Up Nets, you can sort of multiply that and get a few in over the course of the game. And then 1 Crobat V. We don't really want to use this, but since we're already playing Piers and Dark stuff, Crobat V is going to let us, when you bench it, drops, you have 6 cards in your hand. Very reminiscent to Shaman. So yeah, that's our Pokemon there, guys. Look, really efficient Dark type attackers. Let's get into supporters now then. So, we play 4 Professor's Research. I just realised those Hoopas aren't in shot. I apologise. So, we've got 4 Professor's Research, because discard draw 7 is absolutely bonkers. This is a deck you're going to really want to try and get your Spiritomb down early, get your Jinx, stuff like this. So, Research is going to let us do that. And here's Piers, one of my favourite supporters, really. Search your deck for 1 Dark type and 1 energy and put them in your hand. So, that's going to mean we're going to always not struggle to find our energies for our attacks. They all attack for 1, remember? So, Piers always gets an energy to attack. And it lets you get extra Spiritombs or Hoopa or Crobat even, or Galarian Zigzagoon. So Piers lets us have some really nice search in this deck, which is kind of cool, and I think it's one of the reasons why it could stay competitive, or could be really competitive. And then 3 Bosses orders, because we are setting up 2 shots and 3 shots, like I said. So Bosses is just going to let us be clinical with our Hoopa, and let us just make sure we clean up those KOs. For Quick Ball, we're pretty much an all basic deck. I mean, yeah, we are an all basic deck. So 4 Quick Ball in combination with Pierce is going to really let us get multiple of our Spiritomb, Super, Jirachi, Jinx down, because it is imperative that we get loads of them down. So 4 Quick Ball let us do that. 4 Switch, because we are going to need 4 Switch for our Jirachi, but also to combo with our Stadium Spikemuth, which I'll get to in a second. 4 Scoop Up Net for a similar vein, just so we have a lot of deck movement. It's going to let us get use out of Jirachi, Zigzagoons, and let's get Hoopa out the active so you can put the next one. Scoop Up Net is going to really help the deck maneuver a lot easier. And it reminds me very much of Zapdos Beasts, if you ever played that deck. Here's something cool that Spiritomb gets, although it affects everything in the deck as well. Toughness Cape. The maximum HP of the basic Pokemon's cards attached to is increased by 50. So that means normally you only ever put 5 damage counters on the Spiritomb, right? Otherwise you kill yourself. Toughness Cape lets us go way above that. It's going to let Spiritomb get into silly damage numbers, okay? So you're going to want to try and get them onto a Spiritomb and let you just go bonkers with that. We play 3 Pokemon Communication. Again, just so we can, try and find our Pokemon. It's imperative that we get Jinxes and Spiritomb. I've said that quite a lot now, but it is really important that you get those down nice and early. And, having all this search will allow us to do that. 1 U-turn board. Now, this is just so you can always just slam it onto your Mimikyu, for example, or you can slam it on your Zigzagoon, or your Jinx. I think Jinx is the one with 3 costs as well. And that's going to let you have a pivot throughout the whole game. If it gets discarded, you get it back to your hand. That's kind of cool. A nice little one-off. Let's go on to the Stadiums. First one's Black Market. This one's really cool. In a deck like this, if you can lock this in late game, it's asking a lot from your opponent. What this does is, when a Dark type Pokemon that has Dark type energy attached to it takes damage from your opponent's attack, that player takes 1 for your prize card. So, if your Black Market's in play and you have a Dark type energy attached to your Spiritomb and they KO it, they're not taking a prize, which is silly. So if you can lock this in late game, force them to go through these really big HP Pokemon, it's kind of cool. But then here's what I think is going to make this deck super cool, and that's a Spikemuth, okay? So, what this does is, whenever a player's Pokemon is moved from the active to the bench, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon, okay? So, this is going to help you get extra chip damage that you're really going to need, okay? Because we're not really hitting terribly big numbers until Spiritomb is coming in swinging. So this is going to help us get a little bit of extra chip on our opponent's Pokemon. But what it's also going to let you do is bum rush damage counters onto Spiritomb a lot faster. So you have a Spiritomb in the active, you switch, bang, that's going to be 20. You can maybe scoop them at a Jirachi, put it back, switch again. And damage is just going to accelerate onto the Spiritomb so fast where you're going to pull out some bonkers turns with this. So I think 3 Spikemuth is really cool, and in combination with Zigzagoon and stuff like this, really get a lot of extra damage counters that you otherwise wouldn't be able to have. Let's go on to the energy. We play 4 of the high darkness energy. In a deck like this is crucial. This is going to let us have any dark type Pokemon that's attached to has a 3 retreat cost. So our Hoopas can just sort of retreat between themselves, and it's just like extra dark energy that gives you a 3 retreat cost. You know how good that is? That's just insane. So I don't see a reason why not to play 4. And we round out the list with 5 basic dark energies. Marks them a little bit on the low side, but all of our attack for 1, and we can just pierce them out when we need to. So yeah, so that's the sort of basic dark type non-GX deck. I'm going to call it Spiritomb Hoopa, I guess. Super strong. I think this could actually be a really good contender in the format. We haven't got a lot of non-GX decks in the next format, and I think this one has a lot of tools and a lot of oomph necessary to stay competitive in the big scary Darkness Ablaze post-rotation format. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you think it's going to be good. If I've missed any cards, anything like this, let me know. If you're after more Darkness Ablaze content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and check the player site in the description. I've got all my present Darkness Ablaze content. There's going to be quite a lot now. But thank you for watching, as always, and I'll see you all next time.